Excellent, excellent. Well, now that we're all caught up with the local power rankings in the bantam and midget divisions, I wanted to sort of switch gears and talk to you, so you could talk to the people about some of the things that HESN is doing, sort of outside of the video and marketing realm. Everyone knows how great we are at the highlight tapes and how great we are at making people aware of the sport that all these kids are playing, how much effort the coaches and players put in, the great videos, YouTube channel. If you haven't already, go to HESN YouTube channel and subscribe. Our subscribers are jumping. We get about 10 or 15 a day, it seems like. It's unbelievable numbers, and it's great support. But that is all well, but we are really trying to do even more than we are doing right now. Now, the first thing I wanted to talk about was the combines. I want you to sort of let people know when the combine is going to be roughly, what it entails, and why it's so important for these young athletes to get the experience going through the combine, and just how great these things really are.
Yeah, good question. I think the HESN, from where we've come from, the evolution, we talked in the first podcast a little bit about that. So you can go back and watch that and listen to that first episode where we talked kind of the evolution of HESN. But where we're at right now, we're all internally pretty excited about it because, like you said, besides the highlights, which are going out, we got about 5 to 10 games every weekend going out. The edits are now being turned over within sometimes 10 hours of the game. That the midget games were out at 8:30 the morning after the Friday night games. So the branding is there, and now we're adding these components that are really going to round everything out. We've got a elite football combine that's going to be powered by Elite Performance Academy and with coverage by HESN. This thing is really suited to look like an NFL combine. I think the real value out of it for the athlete is to put themselves in a very competitive atmosphere where they're matching up against athletes and football players from high school and from the CAFA, and really getting an honest and realistic glimpse of where they stand athletically through various standardized testing. What not only, aside from the ranking and being kind of seen where you fit comparatively to your peers, I think it gives you a good baseline so that if you are serious about your athletics, you're going to need that baseline to be able to go off of and see your progress over the years. Now, you might be a first-year Pee-wee 13-year-old that's getting that baseline, and then you might be going and getting it maybe a couple times throughout the year to progress, or maybe you're just getting it once a year for the next few years. But whatever you decide to do, that is an electronic NCAA certified test that EPA is doing. And what it's going to allow you to do is really, really be honest with yourself about how hard you're working. And if you do have some aspirations to get to another higher level, whether it be CIS or maybe even the NCAA, if you get on it early enough, it takes a special athlete to succeed at that level. And it's only getting more and more competitive. So to be able to have a realistic look and a baseline of how fast you run, how high you jump, how far you jump, it's going to help you prepare for how hard you're going to have to work to get to where you want to get. And that's something that has never been offered in Ottawa, let alone Ontario, for athletes. And we've worked really hard, EPA and HESN, to bring that price down to something as low as I think it's $50 if you don't register in advance, and you can get 3 for $90. So really, you're getting the 3 for 1/3 of the cost. So we're really excited to be able to do that. We want to make it as inclusive as possible. We're going to have coaches from around the city watching the talent, and we want to make this an ongoing thing where we have them about 3 times a sport per year.
And the key thing that I want everyone to just remember about these combines is doing one is great to see how fast you are, but the true value of the combine is to make sure you do them every 3 times a year or 2 times a year, so you can see how you're tracking and improving. You don't go to the gym just to look good for the ladies. You go to the gym to, 1, become a better football player, 2, to keep yourself healthy, but 3, to improve yourself as an athlete. And these are the combines are the true test of really determining how hard are you working, but more importantly than how hard you're working, how smart are you working? Are you doing the things that are going to make you become better at the sport of football? And the only thing that we can do is say, I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm faster, and as we know with EPA, that the stuff they do translates to becoming a better football player.
That's right. I just pulled up one of our athletes that's successfully moved on to Laurier. I think he caused a fumble in the first game against Queens as a true freshman. Brad Cowan. So if you pull up his HESN profile at hesnstats.co, you'll see that he competed in EFC 1 and EFC 2. You'll see the transition of his numbers cutting each time, and they're not huge cuts because this is really 4 months worth of work, but what it does do is it stamps you as a kid if you're being looked at by scouts or recruiters at the next level that want to know kind of what your character is. It shows that he's putting himself out there. He's not afraid to compete and get reps, and he's not afraid to put his numbers out there, because at the end of the day, it's not where you start, it's where you finish and how fast you get to shave those numbers with the work you're putting in. So very, very excited to be able to offer this. Like I said, even in the CIS level, I don't think they're doing electronic testing much.
Well, we know they're not. We know we've looked at some.
Carlton
They're not.
doesn't do electronic testing.
No.
GG's don't do electronic testing. Most of the universities don't do electronic testing if the Ravens and Western aren't doing it. So it really is, HESN and EPA is really kind of ahead of the game in a lot of strides, and we're focusing on bringing it to the average athlete before it's too late for them to really get on board and do the right things.
And the key thing that we're trying to do is, like you just mentioned, is about making sure that as a young athlete, you can go through this experience before you go through it, whether it be at university or maybe CFL or maybe NCAA or maybe NFL. You can always know that I've done this before. I've done it 5-7 times, and it's not something new. And I think that's what's so amazing about what we're doing with the help of EPA and with ourselves here at HESN. We're just trying to bring the best possible way for young men and women to become better people through sport, and really I think we're doing some amazing things.
Yeah, no, I agree. And what I will say too is that, I mean, the combines are one thing, and we all know the importance of off-season training. I mean, if there's a lot of kids over the last few years we talked to that really want to pursue, the top echelon levels of football, which is the NCAA. But we know, talking to coaches, we have an interview with Coach Root, who's a prep school, high school head coach. He talks about that special athlete that really it does require to get a scholarship at a Div 1 level. You can't not really properly train and then just show up on campus and expect to succeed. These guys are prepared to be physically ready to compete at the CIS level as a freshman or even the NCAA D1. You gotta hit the ground running. It's silly to think that you haven't had a real proper high capacity off season of training and think that you're gonna be able to step in at those levels. You're not. And as harsh as it sounds, we've tried to build the infrastructure here in Ottawa where you have as good of an opportunity as anyone in the nation, Canada or US, with EPA, with HESN, and the marketing that's there to show what you're doing. You're going to get found if you're doing the right thing. So what I would say is we've made this EFC 3 very, very competitively priced comparatively to combines around the world that we've seen. You made it awesome, like $90 for 3 combines, and that's the ranking on HSN. But even if you just want to dip your feet into what we're doing, or support what we're doing with the highlights, weekly highlights, getting to know kids, telling their stories, you can easily do that by just becoming a member at $25 for the entire year. That will get you an online profile and an HESN t-shirt. So I want to put that out there too for families. If you just want to support, you want to dip your feet in, become a member, help support us so that we can keep doing what we're doing. And also, you at a later time, you'll have your profile. It'll update your age. And when you start wanting to do the combines, your stats will automatically sync to that profile. If you do a highlight for yourself, we can embed that in there for you. And if you want us to do the highlight for you, then we can throw that in too. So I mean, lots of options. Go to the HESN.co page, go to the shop, click on football, see what all the different products and services that we're offering, and then get involved.
I love it, man. That's the biggest thing. We just want people to know that we love what we're doing. We want to keep doing it forever, and we got great support from NCAFA as an organization. We get great support from all the parents who buy highlights, and lots of great corporate support from EPA and Capital QBs who are big supporters of what we're doing, and we want to thank all the people that are currently supporters, but we're asking more people to get involved, because the more people that get involved, the more we can do, and the more that we can do, the more people we can help. And at the end of the day, we're here to help.
More people benefit.
That's right. More people
absolutely.
will benefit.
And the more time we got to work on this stuff, we can focus on really addressing. If there's kids that need help financially, we can try to pair them with a sponsor. We can reserve some cash for them to get involved, maybe run a combine. And we can see if there's any academic issues, then we can make sure that we can be a conduit to getting the right help, getting the right tutor, maybe talking to the principals. I mean, really, we are equipped to do all that. We have a lot of great people, including the coaches from the community all around the city, uniting them all. We're all here to help these young men become better young men and be in a position to help kids again one day for themselves. So doing great stuff, man, and this podcast is awesome to be able to shed the light. So I thank you again for continuing to get this message out.
My pleasure, man. You know me. You know I love to talk and love to hear myself talk. So to me, this is just what I do every day. Just I get it recorded and talk about stuff I want to talk about. So again, thanks for coming on the podcast today, Jesse. And I hope everyone is going to be focused for their next week of football. Coming up week 3 in the CAFA. And great job as always. And we will keep in touch. And we'll be back next week with our power rankings. And we'll talk more football next week.